What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 115. I am Mike Sullivan. With me, as always, Big Al, the one who I think, you know what, since Liam's not here, Liam is out for personal things. He'll be back, though, on Sunday. So from here on out, I guess just a programming note. We're going to be recording on Sundays, most likely. So kind of be on the lookout for the episode on Mondays, or at the very least early on in the week. But since Liam isn't here, like I was saying though, Al is here, and Al is the one who I feel like should be credited for the inception of Tuck Rule Takes with me and Liam. You know, so I do. You know, we're nearing the end of the Patriots season here, so I feel like we should give you your props for kind of starting this. So if I had a round of applause button, I would hit it right now, but just picture a round of applause for you right now. So
Thank you,
Al.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
thank you.
Happy to do it.
But yeah, so I think we got to just jump right into it. Patriots lost to the Bills 27-21. Close game. A couple different things you can talk about with this, but I am going to talk about one thing. I know there were rumors of me being on the Chad Ryland bandwagon. I'm here to dispel those rumors. I am not back on the Chad Ryland bandwagon. I am not. He was what, 0 for 1. What was that kick? How far was it? I didn't even see. It was what, like, was it like 50 something, I think, or 48 or
56
something?
maybe or something. Who cares? Who cares
Either
at
way,
this
it was a
point?
kick he should have made. I know that there was a lot of talk last week about, oh, you know, Mike's back with Chad Ryland, this and that. I don't know who was saying that, but it was not me. I am out on Chad Ryland. That was the first topic on my topic list. Do you have any thoughts about Chad Ryland at all?
He's down for the tank, except for, the one time where it would have benefited if he really missed a kick. But,
Yeah, true.
beggars can't be choosers. But I mean, look, it's that this is a pick where it was a mistake. It was a mistake to take Ryland. Big leg. I mean, the scouting reports were perfect on Chad Ryland. Big leg, doesn't know where it's going. So how good can you really be if you can kick the ball 60 yards, but it doesn't go straight or doesn't go where you want it to?
Yeah,
Like, give me PFT commenter, Mr. 35, where at least it's going to go straight through, as opposed to
exactly.
Chad Ryland doing 55 to 60, but it's, hooking right where it doesn't hit the net, hooking way left. You got to be able to depend on your kicker, and the Patriots can't rely on Chad Ryland. I'm sorry to say. I know you're a big special teams guy, Mike, and I know you're a Behringer guy more, but
Yeah, I am a big Behringer guy, but I equate Chad Ryland to a pitcher that can throw 105, 102. We'll say 105 is a little much. We'll just say 100. That's easy.
yeah,
He
that's
can
fine.
throw 100 just routinely, but he has no fucking idea where it's gonna go.
Yep.
So it's just you can't have that. Now again, even though I am off the bandwagon, I'm still following along in an Uber behind, because I do still think that if he can get his accuracy down, I mean, let's not forget he is still a rookie. So, you know, obviously you grow, you get a little better, even though as a kicker, I mean, you're either accurate or you're not. So I don't know, but I wouldn't hate keeping him on the team and just hoping, you know, seeing what we can do. But yeah, I think kicker has kind of become a position that you might want to cover this offseason. But yeah, Chad Ryland, I'm out on him. I will always be in on Bryce Behringer, though. Bryce Behringer is my boy. We have the punter of the decade right now for the next 10 years. I'm good with him. Number 17. Let's go. Dumbass punter number, but I love it. But yeah, so Chad Ryland was really my starting point for the game. Did you have anything you wanted to bring up with this game? Like kind of like a bad game to start, like really bad game to start.
This game just proved that it's been the same thing the whole season. The defense plays really well. I know they gave up 27 points, but the offense put them in some bad positions. Like
Dude,
really bad.
numerous times to start the game.
And I think we've seen it now that the starting quarterback of the New England Patriots for the 2024 season is not on this roster right now. Bailey Zappi's not the starter. Mac Jones is not the starter. So wherever your starter is, you got to get him in the draft or free agency because let me tell you something, Mike. Bailey Zappi looked lost in the first half. Now, granted, one interception that I won't give him full credit for was the one to Devontae Parker, where Parker didn't run his route right because he's done that
Yep.
before this year. And I don't know about you, just real quick, I'm done with Devontae Parker. I'm done with that experiment in New England. I'm good with it. Like, I don't want it. I don't need it. Like, you should not be multiple times in a season be known as the guy that's not running his routes correctly and having it be noticeably so. Especially Parker. Remember in training camp, what was the big thing in training camp, Mike? Oh, 50-50 balls. I win them 80-20. You know, you know, you're winning them 20-80. That's the whole thing. You need to be able to win those jump balls. Do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
no,
it's just so
the thing with
dumb.
Parker, it's like you see, it kind of reminds me of Mac Jones. You see the talent at times. Like, there were some plays, like some back shoulder plays that were nice, some balls where he did kind of go up and get the ball. Wasn't necessarily a 50-50 ball, but he still comes down with the ball. But it's just then you see those plays where it's like Zappy sees the coverage, and then you got Parker who just fucking runs his normal route, like not because I think it was supposed to be a slant. He just ended up going straight, and then that was the pick. And it's like it's frustrating because you saw him play well in Miami, especially against the Patriots a lot of times. And it's like he comes here and not only is it injuries, then the routes are wrong. So I don't know. I could take it or leave it. I don't necessarily want him off the team like I did Nelson Aguilar, but I don't. If he stays, great. I don't think if he stays that he'll end up being the number one or even number two option next year. So maybe
No.
like that's fine. But then if you're going to pay the guy to be a number three option, why even pay him? Just trade him. So yeah,
Right.
I am. I'll roll with you on that one. I'm done. I'm done with Devontae Parker. I'm cool if he goes. If he stays,
Yeah.
great. But I don't much care.
No, you don't. And just to kind of add, I mean, again, the offense shoots itself in the foot. There's not a lot of offensive firepower in this offense. But I'm going to tell you, Mike, there's a very simple fix for this next year for the receivers, even if you don't get Marvin Harrison Jr. You can realistically re-sign Kendrick Bourne, you keep Pop Douglas, and then go out in free agency. You can go out and get a T. Higgins or a Mike Evans or whoever, but go be aggressive. Go get the number one receiver. Because I know you and I had this argument like earlier in the season, and I know you've kind of come more to my side on this, but it's
Very
not even
much so.
to prove it's not even to prove
Yes.
that point, but it's so true, and you know it's true too. You're a smart guy, so you know this. The NFL is offensively based. Like you need to win with offense. Like you need to have a high-powered offense. That's how Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs have been good because they've had a high-powered offense. Not this year, but the past couple of years.
Yep.
So how are you going to get back to prominence? You need to have a good offense and you need to have some good receivers. And honestly, with Liam not here, we can say this. The backfield of Ramondre Stevenson and Ezekiel Elliott, I mean, next year, that could look pretty good if you bring Zeke back and Stevenson's going to
I
be
wouldn't hate
healthy.
it. Wouldn't hate it. I would not.
I,
I've been thinking about that, but I don't know if he. I don't know. Is he going to come back? It all depends. Like Zeke is kind of one of those things where I think it depends on what he gets offered elsewhere. But yeah, dude,
right.
Zeke and Ramondre Stevenson as your 1-2 punch healthy.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that.
No, absolutely. And then just real quick, just to kind of wrap up my overall point about this
Yeah.
game. I mean, again, it's a microcosm of the whole season. It's the defense has done well. The offense has stunk. Special teams, by the way, shout out Jalen Rager. 98-yard kickoff return to open the game to the
Oh, I thought it
house.
was going to be a blowout after that. I
Oh
was
my
sitting there walking
gosh.
around, still like, getting things ready for New Year's Eve and all that stuff. And I'm like, holy shit, kick return touchdown. Like, let's fucking go. And like, little did I know that would be the only good thing that would happen for like 2 quarters. But yeah, Jalen Rager showed off his speed. There we go. Good for him.
I
Yep.
know. Bring him
Mm-hmm.
back as a special teamer.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't hate it. I
I
wouldn't
know.
hate it. But no, you're right though, dude. The offense, it just, I mean, at one point, Zappy had more picks than he had. He had 2 picks and no completions. Like,
Right.
come on, man. Like it got to the point where I was genuinely thinking, and I don't know if you were either, but I was like, are we going to see Mac Jones in this game?
I thought at halftime, I actually texted, I don't know if I texted you guys this, but I texted a couple of my other group chats this. Do we see Mac Jones in the second half? And
I would
I
have
mean,
been
it
down.
wasn't it wasn't far-fetched, Mike. I mean, 3 interceptions in the first half.
Oh, God.
Like if Mac
And
Jones did that, Bailey Zappi would have come in the second half, no doubt in
Yep.
my mind, which it would have been rightfully so. But at this point, I think they're like, you know what? There's 2 weeks left. We're not in a playoff hunt. Like, let's just
No.
roll with Zappi, finish it out, and then we'll figure out the quarterback problem in the offseason. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how much more you want to talk about this game, but like there's not a lot to take out of there. I mean,
Dude,
Alex Austin with an interception, that was pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, no, that was good. Yeah, I mean, you can always count on, Josh Allen throwing you a pick here and there because I
Yeah.
think Liam, for as kind of overly critical he's been of the Bills, I do think he's on the right track. With the Bills, there's something, I don't know what,
There's
but
something wrong.
yeah, there's something wrong. I mean, whether it's I don't know, team chemistry, whether they just kind of got, and like, I hate to say this because it sounds like such like a clickbaity type thing, but it's like, did they start drinking their own Kool-Aid there for a second? Like, because
No, but
everybody
it's
had the
true.
Bills as the next darlings. Then all of a sudden they face some adversity, and they're still a good team. Don't get me wrong. Like, they're playing for the AFC East against the Dolphins this weekend. But yeah, I don't have much else to talk about with this game other than I think, like you said, to start it, the starting quarterback for the 2024 Patriots is not on this roster. And I don't even think there's anybody who should be in the quarterback room next year on this roster. Like, Zappy, you tried, but I think we've seen the reason why he looks like he does because he is not a starter. He's a
Yeah.
backup quarterback a fringe backup quarterback who got thrust into the starting role, and this is what happens. So,
Yep.
I mean, it is what it is. So, yeah, the Patriots kind of did what a lot of people wanted, though. They had a competitive game. Some highlights, some good things, a lot of bad things. They were kind of in it to the end, and they ended up losing. And with that loss, though, right now, as we said, and everything else we're going to talk about from here on out kind of involves the future of the Patriots, draft picks, coaching, the game next week, what that has to do. But I think going into this week right now, the Patriots they're slotted third, correct? Right behind the
Correct.
Commanders.
As of right now, and I'll double check courtesy of tankathon.com, which by the way,
Tankathon is so good.
oh, I was
So
gonna
good.
say, shout out to Tankathon. I mean, they are detailed. They have everything correct. They double check everything. Nothing is out of place. So right now, as it stands, the
Mm-hmm.
Bears have the #1 pick. That's
Yeah.
set in stone. Can't be changed. Like
Mm-hmm.
Chicago's gonna go #1.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
knows what they're
As
gonna
of
do?
yeah. I saw the graphic came up that the Bears are on the clock. So good for you.
Right.
You have no idea what they're going to do. We'll talk about it at a later date. Yes.
Yeah. So right now, and we're just going to do the top 7 because that's all we care about. Because the Patriots, they can't pick absolutely lower than 7, and there's some other things. But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
Washington sitting at 2 with a 4-12 record, 515 strength of schedule. Patriots are third at 4-12 with a 518 strength of schedule. The Cardinals, shout out to the Cardinals for upsetting the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday.
Crazy.
That was
Crazy. I
huge.
saw that and I was like, holy shit.
That, my good friend Mike, has the Cardinals improved to 4-12, and their strength of schedule is now at 562. So Patriots are miles
Yeah.
ahead
Yeah.
of the Cardinals. Then we have the 5-11 trio of the New York Giants, who have a 5-11 strength of schedule, who hold #5. The LA Chargers, who are #6 at 5-11 with 526 strength of schedule, and the Titans, who are 5-11 with a strength of schedule of 529. From what I've read, and I know I talked to you about this, Mike,
Mm-hmm.
the Patriots can't, I shouldn't say they can't, but it would be really hard for them, even if they won the game on Sunday, to finish lower than 5. Because the Titans and the Chargers strength of schedule is just too much for the Patriots.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the Commanders, that's the big thing. That's where I'm like,
And they play the
okay,
Cowboys, right?
yeah,
The
it's
Cowboys might still be. I don't see the Commanders upsetting the Cowboys, to be honest. I mean,
I know.
it could happen, but I don't know. Um, but yeah, you
Because
mentioned though they really can't fall further than fifth, right? Like
yeah,
realistically.
realistically, they should, if they win, they should get 5.
Okay.
Realistically. But then again, you never know. I mean, like I'm looking at the strength of schedule now. If the Commanders somehow, some way upset the Cowboys, it doesn't matter because then the strength of schedule, I mean, the strength of schedule in that game is 688 because they're playing the third toughest team in the NFL, according to the stats.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys and the Patriots are all the way down in 25th because the strength of schedule for the Jets is not great. Um, but again, it just comes down to you need to be rooting for some teams this weekend. And I don't know if you want to hear this, but I have a little rooting guide for us in week
All right.
18.
Yeah. Who do we got? Who do we got?
All right. So in the Pittsburgh Baltimore game, we want the Ravens to win that game.
Okay. I
But
can
keep
see
in
that
mind,
very much see that happen.
but the Ravens have the number 1 seed and the Steelers are fighting for a playoff spot. So keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Tyler
that's
Huntley
true.
is starting
True.
week 18.
Yeah.
Okay, Houston at Indianapolis. We want Houston.
I mean, that's a crapshoot. I mean, that
It's a
could
coin
be,
flip.
yeah, either one of them could win. Yeah, I could see Houston coming out and CJ Stroud kind of having a final exclamation point on the season. Okay.
Now, this is the big one. The Falcons at the Saints. Root for the Falcons.
Really?
Yep, Falcons. According to Tankathon, that's a 2-star game, so that's a big strength of schedule game for the Patriots. If the Falcons can pull off the upset on the road, last game of the season against the Saints, that helps the Patriots a lot in the strength of schedule point differential.
Okay.
Chicago at Green Bay, the Bears. I don't see that one happening. I mean, who knows? Maybe Green Bay is Green Bay out of it. I think they might be out of it.
I don't know. I think either way though, it's still fucking Bears against
I
Green
know.
Bay. Like that's
I
like the
know.
Jets and the Patriots. Like no matter what the teams are doing, it's still the Bears against the Packers. So
Exactly. And then Denver at oh my gosh, the Raiders. Denver is the team they want, but I could see Jared Stidham maybe going in, putting up like 21 points. Maybe they win a 21-17 game. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. I just like the Raiders are just playing hard under Antonio Pierce, so I don't know.
I know.
He might get him going, but I mean,
He
who
might.
knows? That's still coin flip. I could see that going either way. But who else we got? Or is that it?
That's it. That's it for right
Okay.
now.
Okay. So I think all that everything there kind of feasible. A lot of the games are feasible for the Pats, but I think like the main thing here, the main obstacle is that the Patriots are still playing the Jets.
Yeah.
Quarterbacked by Trevor Siemian, because Zach Wilson will not be playing.
Right.
I'm sorry. I don't see a world where the Patriots lose this game. Like, I think
I
I've
don't
said it
either.
from like 5-6 weeks ago, where I was like, there's just like, no matter how bad they are, like the Jets are still the Jets. And like, they're gonna, like, granted, it would be such a shitty thing if the Jets beat the Patriots overall, because like then not only like, sure, the draft pick might be solidified as the third or second one or whatever, but it's just the bullshit that would come out of that. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with the Jets being the Patriots. I want give me a good like ass kicking, so then you can at least go into the off season with some sort of high. It's like, listen, we still beat the Jets twice. Like no matter what happens, we still beat them. And like honestly, if you beat them and all things go worse and you fall to the fifth pick, I don't know. It seems like Arizona is not going to be picking a quarterback, even though things change, but it wasn't your normal coach speak. It didn't seem like they seem like they're ready to ride with Kyler Murray, which, like I said
Right.
last week, they kind of have to until 2027 because there is no out for him and no one's going to take his contract. So it's like, let's just take him and build around him. The Bears are even now kind of like going back and forth. I've been seeing if they're going to, keep Justin Fields, if they're going to go quarterback. So that might even be up in the air. So, there's a world where if the Patriots are picking fifth, they're really are only two teams that might pick a quarterback, and one of them might pick, Marvin Harrison Jr. Another one might pick an offensive lineman to try to back up one of their guys. But honestly, after watching like the slate of college football games this weekend, which I actually did, I know that Jaden Daniels wasn't playing. I'm still in on Jaden Daniels if that's what you want to do. I'm cool with Drake May. Obviously, I don't know much about Caleb Williams because I haven't even tried to watch him because I just don't even picture him being there for the Patriots.
Right.
Michael Penix Jr., dude, I don't give a shit. I'm all in on him. If you want to draft whatever you want to do in the 5th, 4th, 3rd pick or whatever, even though I hope you take Jaden Daniels, Drake May, something like that, maybe MHJ if he's there. If you want to take Michael Penix and then like pair him with what's his name, Ozune, whatever the hell his receiver is.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking
I'm fine with that. Like, I don't know. Did you happen to watch any of his game on Monday? It was Monday.
I watched the first quarter into the second quarter of the Washington Texas game. I watched the whole Alabama Michigan game. That game was really, really fun to watch.
Yeah. Yep.
That was a great game.
Yep, as did I. Yep, as did I.
But
yeah, what's his name? JJ McCarthy, right? For Michigan?
Yep.
Fuck it. I'm a very easy sell. Give me him. I don't give a shit. If I see one person do well, I'm like,
you're like Patriot.
Better than what we have.
You're like Mike Cadlick, who works for WEEI, where anyone that's mentioned, he has the gif of Squidward from SpongeBob pointing, Patriot. And then underneath it just says Patriot.
That's me. That's me. Oh, a good quarterback? Get him over here.
Patriot.
Bo Nix, come on over.
No, okay. No. Now you lost me. Nope. I don't want Bo Nix.
You throw an X in there. I think that might be why I like Michael Penix the most. Is it Penix? I'm going to say Penix because it's not Penix. I'm going to say Penix. It has an X. There's an X in his name. Yep. Fucking give me that. And he's a lefty. Let's fucking go. Like, I think it's time. It's time the Patriots got a lefty quarterback. It would just strike me as something you don't see them that often. It's a rare thing. Bring him to the Patriots. Let's go. You pair him and Bryce Behringer, 10 years moving forward. They're good to go.
I'll tell you what. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What? No. I didn't really have anything. I was going to say how you feel about him, but what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, I think another good way that they could draft too is if they got Penix in the second round. And then the first round, you took the wide receiver from LSU, Jalen Neighbor, Naber.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I saw him. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that would be another good one, too. You just need a playmaker. Like, I would be, if the Patriots were at 5 and they took like Joe Alt from Notre Dame or, Osu or whatever his name is from Penn State, it'd be like,
is he a right or a left tackle? Correct me.
I don't know. I
either or, probably.
Either or, I think. But again, it's the significance of the most important position in football. Like, you need a quarterback. And if the quarterback's not there, that's why if you were at 4 and then Chicago, Washington, and Arizona, but Arizona's probably going to be out now. But if Chicago was like, Caleb Williams is just a can't miss prospect and we can get rid of Justin Fields and bring in some more picks and everything, or even like another player. And then Washington, they're not sold on Sam Howell. They're going to take a quarterback. Like
for sure.
If they were sold on Sam Howell, then they would not be starting Jacoby Brissett. So they're going to take a quarterback.
No.
But what my point is if those two took quarterbacks, and then you're like, you know what? Maybe we take Marvin Harrison Jr., build around the offense. It's like,
if he's there, you have to take it.
That's why I don't want them to slip anymore, because 3 is the absolute reach, I think, for Marvin Harrison Jr. If he goes to 4, then the Cardinals did something right, or the other teams did something wrong. But anyways, you cannot let him go past 3 if you still have the number 3 overall pick. But if you get 5, forget it. He's not dropping to 5. And 4 is an astronomical stretch, I think, in itself too. But again, don't put yourself in that position where, okay, you got 4 teams picking ahead of you instead of 2 or 1 or whatever. You can't get number 1. The Panthers were gonna suck the whole year. Like, there's nothing we could do about that.
Yeah, no, they are bad.
They're terrible. And they're in a bad spot. They don't even get the number 1 pick. Chicago gets it. It's crazy. But again, you need to put yourself in a good position. And it starts with the quarterback, and it's going to involve who's the head coach next year. I know we're going to talk about that, but who's going to be the head coach?
Yeah. No, there's a lot. And we'll definitely get to that in a second. The whole Belichick saga that just keeps going. But Yeah, I think we have to table the draft talk until we know exactly where the Patriots are going to be picking. Um, but I think as long as they're fifth or less, or, fifth, fourth, third, something like that, they're in a good spot, because they can trade up if they want to. They can do some things, if their person's not there. God, just please don't trade back. That's all I'm going to say.
Or if you're going to
Definitely.
trade back and get a player. Do what Chicago did last year.
Yeah.
They got DJ Moore. Like, get a receiver, get somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they would do this, and I know they're not going to. But if you were like, hey, Minnesota, you want number 3? Give us Justin Jefferson. Like, I'm just saying, like, go get a receiver.
Something like that.
Go
Yeah.
get somebody.
Yeah. No, because they need this is Belichick and the Patriots have put together some good drafts the last few years. There's been some misses, obviously, but there's been a good drafts, but that's been predominantly for the defense. You got to start building for the offense now. But just to kind of wrap on the Jets game, who do you think's going to win, and who deep down ultimately who do you want to win for the Patriots and Jets game?
Uh, who do I think's going to win? I think the Patriots are going to win this game. I said it on Legends Lingo. 14-10 Patriots win. I think it's going to
Yeah.
be because it's supposed to snow on Sunday as well. So
I
yeah.
fucking love snow. Give me the Patriots 20. No, there's not gonna be 20. That'd be like 17-9, some
Yeah.
ugly ass fucking score like that.
And who do I want to win? I mean, I hate to say it, but I want the Jets because a
Yeah,
couple reasons, right? The Jets have lost what, 15, 16 in a row?
I think it's like 16 now. Yeah, I think.
What better time for them, Mike, to beat the Patriots now when it's a meaningless Week 17 game and they're happy they break the streak and they help the Patriots get a higher draft pick and they potentially give the Patriots the quarterback of the future if it was like if it's the right pick and they go 10
That
years
would be such
in
a
the
Jets
league.
thing to do.
That's
Is
what
to
I'm
like finally
saying.
we beat them and like we got them Drake May or like
Yay,
something
we
like that.
won. Oh shit, we got Drake May for the next 10 years, and he's actually good. Oh,
Yeah.
son of a gun. Or oh shit, we got to try to cover Marvin Harrison Jr. for the next 10 years. See, that's why I'd want them. That's why I want the Jets to win. And if you look at this game, I know we just gave a score real quick, but these are two very similar teams. Good
Very. Yeah.
defense, good defenses, mediocre special teams, feeble offenses. The only difference is I would give the playmaking ability to the Jets on offense because they still have Garrett Wilson. They still have Brees Hall. They still have a couple
I mean, the
pieces in
Patriots have
place.
nothing. So all
They
you need
don't.
is like half a player. They have Pop Douglas, and Pop Douglas isn't even getting the ball when he's open now. So yeah, no, you definitely give the Jets the edge, but I just can't. I can't go there with you. I still want to beat the Jets. I
I
know what it
know.
would
I
do, and
know.
I
I
know, but
know.
you know what? The way I see it, beat the Jets and just hope that things around the league fall where they may to where you're still picking third, maybe fourth. Like that's what I'm hoping for. Like I
Yeah.
still, if it was any other team, Chargers, shit, Saints,
Even the
Bengals,
Giants,
even
whoever.
Giants, Bill. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Anybody, I'd be like, competitive win. Like, no, you got to beat the Jets. But I will say, if the Patriots lose, it's not going to be a heartbreaking thing. It's going to be like, all right, cool, we lost. But if we lose, we better fucking get like the third or second pick. Like, I don't want to lose, then somehow fall to like the
You
fourth.
can't if they lose, you cannot get lower than 3. They
Okay,
cannot get lower than 3 if they
okay,
lose.
okay. That I mean,
They
if we
lose,
lose,
3 is locked in, guaranteed, and you have the
okay,
possibility to move up to 2.
okay. If they lose, and they happen to get to the second pick, I'll be pumped. If they lose and they stay for the third, I'll be content. But still, I'd like to see a win. But we'll see. It's sad to this point. I'm not even looking at wins and losses. But this game though, I did kind of like a macro view of everything. How do you feel about this? Because we're going to talk about whose game this could be the last one for. But just really quick, how do you feel this could be Matthew Slater's last game?
Oh,
Probably
heartbreaking.
is too. Most likely is. I would
Yeah,
say.
the way Matthew Slater's talking, I think he was on Jones and Mego today. But
Mm-hmm.
the way he made it made it sound like he
Done.
knows it's his last game. And I don't blame him because it's not like he's 27 years old
Nope.
going into like a contract year. Like he's like in his late 30s. He's a
Mm-hmm.
father to kids. Not that these guys aren't fathers, but like he wants to be with his kids, he wants to be with his
Yep.
family. everything else. Like the Patriots aren't competing for Super Bowls anymore. There's no point for him to play. Like
Yeah, why? Just to
there's
come
not.
back and like it would be selfish reasons for him at that, but which not selfish in a bad way, but selfish like he just wants to play. And the thing is, he's still good. That's
Right.
the thing. But it's like that's one of the things that sucks. Like everybody else who might come and go, whether it's Kendrick Bourne, obviously Mac Jones is gone, David Andrews, but he'll probably still be around. Like these players that might be gone, might be one of their last years. It being like us knowing now, because I think last year we were kind of like, all right, him and McCourty are going to come back for one more year. And then it turned out that they both probably wouldn't. And then McCourty definitely didn't. Slater did end up coming back. But yeah, so this potentially being Matthew Slater's last game. I'd like to see another badass special teams play. Maybe he downs the ball at the one or like knocks it out, picks up a fumble. Shit. Like I think the telltale sign that this is his last game is if he gets in there a wide receiver.
I was just about to
Belichick
say,
gives him that or something.
I was just about to say, I think what they should do is at the very end of the game, when they know the game's out of reach, they should let Matthew Slater on the field, whether it's on defense or off. If he's on offense, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be dumb here for a second. Let him go in at quarterback. Let him take the snap and knee it. Give him his.
No, I
his
can see
moment.
it. No, I can see it. I can see the crowd, everybody chanting for him. Yeah, no, because I think like the crowd will know what's going on. So yeah, if that's how it ends up happening, I think he should definitely take it and knee it down there. He's one of the greatest Patriots of all time, hands down. Should be a future Hall of Famer. I think he will be future Hall of Famer, not Patriots Hall of Fame. I'm talking NFL Hall of Fame.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
no
just
doubt.
like his dad, put him in there, just like his dad is. Right, his dad's in the Hall of Fame, right?
I believe so. Jackie Slater, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely think he should get in there, whether just to kneel it or I don't know, something. If you have like a special play for him, because Bill O'Brien understands what's going on too. So maybe he's got some play cooked up for him, which I mean, that's just wishful thinking. I don't think the Patriots have anything cooked up on offense. But yeah, so Slater's last game might be, but the one person whose game this might be their last game coaching the Patriots. We're going to talk about it because it's everywhere. This is pretty much this is going to be the topic moving forward till we're done with the episode. Bill Belichick. There are 2 or 3 different stories going on with him. They're all the same storyline. Is Belichick going to be back next year? What's going on? He's got teams with coaching vacancies that might want to get him. I guess he's got a meeting. You brought to my attention. I looked it up and not looked it up, but like I kind of checked and yeah, I saw the reports of him having a meeting with Kraft next week. For what it's worth though, he's answered the question. This is where I think having someone like Bill Belichick in this situation is perfect because he's not going to let any question get to him or sway him from the task at hand. It's, they ask him questions. Yeah, we're focused on the Jets. That's it. Okay, have you, you saw what was he talking about? It was what team just recently gave like their coaching staff like the vote of confidence that they were going to be coming back? Was it Jacksonville?
It was the Bears. I think it was the Bears with
the Bears.
Yeah,
it was the Bears. And someone asked Belichick about that earlier in the week. Like, would you want Kraft to give you some sort of thing like that? I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
And just Belichick's like, yeah, no, I don't. We're focused on the Jets. Like this is where I think it pays to have Belichick. But yeah, Al, where do you want to start with the Belichick convo?
I think it just bears the question, and it's just very, very simple one that both of us, can try to answer. Is Bill Belichick back in 2024? And if we think he's going to be back, in what capacity do we want him back? Mm-hmm. Now, I've been very neutral about this. I'm going to stay neutral for now because I think it's the correct take. Mm-hmm. If Bill Belichick's back as the head coach, but you let someone else deal with all the drafting, the personnel, all that stuff, building the team, I'm all for it. Give me a couple more years of Bill Belichick. He can still coach at a high level. Mm-hmm. And someone else taking care of the offense, let O'Brien run the offense, give him some actual weapons and run with it. But if you're going to keep Belichick in the same role as the head coach and the de facto GM, I'm out on it. I'm out because, again, it's getting to a point now where you need some new blood. You need some fresh ideas. You need some outside the box thinking, and it can't be one of Belichick's buddies or one of these long time like Patriots guys. Get some new ideas in the building. Get this offense back to where it's competent. It doesn't have to be a top 5 offense in the league. Give me top half of the league. If you're anywhere from 16th to like 14th, like in that general area, this team can win probably 10 games, 11
They're
games.
in the playoffs if that happens.
Yes, they
They're
are.
in the playoffs right now.
Because the defense is that good, and you're going to get Judon back next year, and you're going to get Christian Gonzalez back next year.
Gonzalez, yep. Yeah.
So again, you need to know what you need to do. And what you need to do is not have Bill Belichick as the GM. Head coach, I will gladly take him back. But if you say to him, hey, Belichick, listen, you're going to be the head coach. You're not going to be the GM. He says, no way. I say, all right, look at what team you want to go to, and we'll make a trade because we're not going to let you walk for nothing. That's what I would do if I was Robert Kraft. Like you either have to commit to Belichick or you got to go the whole other direction. You can't Mickey Mouse it in this situation.
You're right. But dude, just hearing you say that, it's like a glass shattering moment. Like that's crazy. But I'm kind of with you where I don't think that you need to take away the GM responsibilities necessarily. I think you need to bring more people into it. So I think now that you have Bill O'Brien there, I think that and whoever else in the front office, scouting, all that stuff, have them in there too. But the drafting and free agency, whatever it is, because then that's money here and there. But just like scouting, all that stuff, you need to have a more collaborative offensive effort in there. And I think this is why I think Bill Belichick should be the coach moving forward for the next few years, however long his contract is, then we'll talk about it after that. But you said that he should be the coach. Let someone else handle the offense. Well, that's why they brought Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien is the type of coach where you can go, here you go. This is your clipboard. This is some of your plays. Do what you want. The offensive is yours. If you have questions, you know where my door is. I'll still check in from you on time to time, but I have faith in you. Go do your thing. And I think Bill O'Brien can do that. So he was kind of hamstrung a little bit this year coming into the year. One, because the weapons weren't great, but your number one weapon, the quarterback, faltered. And I'm sorry, but I don't care how good of an offensive coordinator you are. There is nothing Andy Reid, great offensive mind. Who's been his quarterbacks? Donovan McNabb, Patrick Mahomes. Like, come on. And don't get me wrong. Andy Reid drew up some good plays for Alex Smith and stuff with the Chiefs, but like, it's tough to do what you want and really instill your offense when you don't have a good quarterback. So again, not making excuses, but just I'm more giving reasons why you need to give this entire coaching staff another year, because I'm so sick of and I'm sure you might too, but I would laugh at teams who they'd have a coach in for a year and then be done with them if it didn't immediately produce results. And it's like, you can't instill a whole thing there. And then you got to look at all these other factors too, injuries, whatever. But I do, just to kind of bring it back, I do think that Belichick should be the coach. I still think he's one of the best coaches in the league. He's the best coach ever, but he's one of the best coaches in the league. I mean, especially defensively, like look what he's doing right now. Offense, you just let Bill O'Brien cook next year. You let him get, someone who can actually run, have like a young kid come in and learn this offense from the get-go.
It's literally the Gordon Ramsay. It's literally the Gordon Ramsay video on X where he's literally just like, let him cook. Literally, like, let him cook.
No, that's in Gordon Ramsay, my guy. Like I think I said last week, I'm currently watching 8 Gordon Ramsay shows. Like you need to just let him do that, because it's different from having a Mac Jones who's had 2 different offensive playbooks, and then he's coming in to get yours. I don't care if he's familiar with it. It's still all new. It's a new thing. Like Bailey Zappi, same thing, coming in, learning this stuff. Like get a young guy, get him in the system, get some weapons for him, whether that weapon is Calvin Ridley, whether that weapon is Marvin Harrison Jr., I don't care what the weapon is. Get him a number one option. And again, that could look like anything. That could look like a Tyreek Hill. That could look like a Justin Jefferson. That could look like a promising rookie. I don't care what it is. Get him a number one option, solidify the offensive line, fucking re-sign Hunter Henry, please.
Or franchise tag him.
Or tag him. I don't give a shit. Bring him back.
Right.
And then you have Pop Douglas. If you had, let's just say, Calvin Ridley, Pop Douglas, who am I forgetting? Kendrick Bourne, Hunter Henry, Ramondre Stevenson, and pick your rookie quarterback. That should be a fine offense. Should be a fine offense. And then defense, like I say this going into every year, I am not worried about defense. So if you want to give Belichick his own GM responsibilities, defense. Let him draft the fucking 5th round pick out of whatever West bumfuck who ends up being a starting corner shutdown safety or some shit. Because that's what he does. But I do think that you need to have other voices in the room. You need to have Bill O'Brien in there. And I think that might happen because Belichick respects Bill O'Brien. Not saying that Belichick didn't have respect for anyone else, but it's a different level. Bill O'Brien has been there with him. He knows the ingredients to the secret sauce. So it's like, have him in the room, like just kind of going back and forth.
Right. And O'Brien has had success in the NFL as a head coach and as a GM and as a college head coach. So he's done it at multiple levels.
Yeah. And Belichick respects that.
Right. If you're doing it at multiple levels, have your faith in the guy and then just let him do what he needs to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think listening to Bill O'Brien talk too, he's very passionate about being on the Patriots. So I think that he would be open to that. Shit, have Gerard Mayo in there as well. Because Mayo, for all intents and purposes, I'm pretty sure Gerard Mayo is going to be the coach of the Patriots at some point.
You would think.
I think he's the guy. So regardless, whether it's like a handshake deal, a wink, wink thing, I don't know what's going on, but I do think he's going to be the guy. But yeah, have those 3 guys in a room. I saw something about Kraft was involved in some of the decision-making. I'm sorry. No. Just no. I don't want Robert Kraft anywhere involved with personnel decisions. The only personnel decision I understood him being involved with was Tom Brady. However involved he was with that, that's fine. Everybody else, go away. You don't see owners of restaurants micromanaging their chefs all the time. They give them the restaurant and they say, whatever ingredients you need, whatever you have for the menu, let me know. I will finance it. If everything is good, we're good to go. If not, I'll come in. Maybe we get another chef. Maybe we get other people in there. That's what's going on now. We don't need Kraft in the goddamn war room saying, hey, let's pick this guy from this school. No, you need Bill O'Brien, Bill Belichick, and Gerard Mayo. That's what you need in that room deciding what's going on for the future of the Patriots. I think it's fine. So I do think that Belichick should be back. I think that Bill O'Brien should be back. Gerard Mayo, Steve Belichick, they'll obviously be back. Another big one, Adrian Clem has not been with the team for the last several weeks. You assume he's going to be back next year. So again, just more continuity with the coaching, and then you kind of just plug in the players when it happens. So to make a long story short, yes, I think Belichick should be here, but I think that he needs more voices in the room when it comes to making, personnel responsibilities.
Yeah, and no more Matt Groh. Matt Groh has made some really bad decisions. So let's pump the brakes with him being the main guy. Put it that way, the main guy.
He's going to be in the room, He's going to have a voice, but it's like, that's what I think it needs to be more of a collaborative thing now. You can't just have Belichick run it, which will he? So let's talk about the meeting that's going to be happening next week after the Jets game. Do you think is that Kraft's intention, do you think? And we have no idea, so we are completely speculating. Do you think he's going into this saying, like, listen, Bill, I want you as the coach, but obviously you've seen some things have gone wrong here. So I think we need person X, Y, and Z to kind of help make these decisions or to make these decisions. And if that is the case, what do you think Belichick's reaction to that is? Because at the end of the day, that is the golden question. How is Belichick going to react to whatever Robert Kraft has to say in their meeting next week?
I think that at this point in his career and with everything he's accomplished, I think Belichick's going to be like, listen, I got you the 6 Super Bowl rings. I got this franchise back to being relevant. I did everything in my power to get the Patriots to where they need to be. So guess what? I'm still going to run it. And if you have a problem with that, then I'm leaving. I think that's where he's going to go because I think that he really is going to emphasize that he is the Patriots. Like he's the reason that players come to play to New England now that Brady's gone. Mm-hmm. So I don't want it to be that way. How we all want it to be is like, all right, Robert, you know what? I've tried to do it for the last couple of years on my own. Like I've made bad decisions. I'll coach. Thanks for still letting me be the coach. Whoever you want to bring in, I'll collaborate. That's what we all want. Mm-hmm. But I don't think Belichick does that. I think his pride is going to get in the way of the potential long-term success of this Patriots team into the future. I hate to say that. It hurts my heart to say it. It really does. Like I know it doesn't seem that way, but like I feel like a tightness in my chest saying that. But
I get it, man, because that means that the end might be near. But it's like, my response to that would be I could definitely see it going that way. It seems like it could, but we would both agree that Belichick is a very smart person as well. He obviously has an ego. Every successful coach, player, they all have egos. I could see him saying that, but I also can't see him going in there and being like, like regardless of the record and the on-field product, like I'm still Bill Belichick and this and that, paraphrasing what I think he would say. But like I just could see him going in there and being a little bit more, because like I said, he's a smart guy. He's not an idiot. He knows what's going on. So I think if Kraft says that, he might just be like, I still want to make decisions. If you want to have other people talk to me or whatever, like, sure, it'll be a collaborative thing. But like at the end of the day, like I am still the end all be all because I am and then like, we'll see. I don't know. I don't necessarily completely subscribe to this. Like, Belichick has such a big ego that it's going to ruin what could potentially happen with the Patriots moving forward. Now, I could be wrong because obviously Belichick has an ego to an extent. But I just think it's about having the right people around him because I just don't think that Belichick is going to give up any of his responsibilities to people he doesn't feel are worthy of it. Right. I think he thinks Gerard Mayo is worthy of that. I think that he believes that as much as we make fun of him, Joe Judge is a smart person around there. I think that he likes Adrian Clem. I think he loves Bill O'Brien. So, like, I think that there might be a little bit more of the possibility of some sort of like collaborative thing, but I don't know. This meeting, do you see any scenario? Say the meeting's Tuesday. Let's just say, right? All the games end on Monday. We're good. Tuesday's the meeting. Does Belichick get canned as the head coach of the Patriots? Because if it's going to happen, my reasoning for why it might happen now, get it out of the way now.
Right. Rip off the Band-Aid.
Rip it, because the second it happens, the NFL playoffs are coming up. So this strikes me as something Kraft might do because he doesn't want a lot of negative stuff around the Patriots. So he might do it before the playoffs, first week of the playoffs. And then moving forward, like you kind of have everything in place, so you're not getting close to draft time, all that stuff. And like, there's still people, free agency, still people who are up in the air. Like, well, is Belichick going to be there or not? So I think if the parting of these two parties is going to happen, it's going to happen next week. If it does not happen after that meeting, I think that Belichick is 1,000% here next season, and probably the season after that too. Because let's not forget, there was the multi-year deal that he signed, or extension. A multi-year deal obviously goes technically until the end of next year. But if he was already signed through this year, a multi-year deal means that he's here through 2025. That's the way I saw it. I always thought that he was here for another 2 or 3 years, his contract. So 2026 was kind of like the cap. And I think 2026 is kind of a sweet spot. You get a rookie quarterback in here, a nice foundation, build it for a couple of years, hand off the reins to Gerard Mayo. Bill O'Brien gets more of the spotlight. Maybe Troy Brown steps up a little bit. Like Steve Belichick takes more of a defensive coordinator thing. And then you roll from there. Fuck it. Maybe Matthew Slater coaches the special teams at that point. So
That'd be
that's
nice.
how I see it going down. I think Belichick leaves in 2026, but they're going to have a meeting. I mean, that's fucking big.
That is big.
Like, because it's going to, do you think the outcome of the Jets game impacts anything that meeting is going to be about?
No, no, I don't.
Right.
Because I mean, it's like this is going to sound so stupid, but what's the difference between 5-12 and 4-13 in the NFL?
A couple of whether you have the third or fifth pick, that doesn't matter
Exactly.
when it comes
Exactly.
to
I think this meeting
Belichick's.
was going to happen anyway. Like it needed to happen. Like again, if this was like similar to last year where it's like, okay, it's one game from a playoff spot, it's like, okay, Belichick's job's probably a
Yep.
little bit safer, whatever. But again, I think this meeting was going to happen regardless. I want Robert Kraft to be exactly how you said, Mike. It's like, okay, here's the deal. Like, if you want to be here, great. If not, we got to get rid of you. But I don't think that they should outright can him. I think that you should try to get some value for him and then try it for a couple of weeks to like a month. And then if you don't get anything, then just say, see you later. And then move forward. Like you said, try to get something out of him. Like
Yeah.
if Sean Payton can get 2 or 3 first round draft picks from the Saints to the Broncos, you're telling me Belichick can't get at least a first round pick or two?
Dude,
Like, come on.
I am telling you. Let me look it up because it was Sean Payton the most. What's the most draft picks a coach has gotten in a trade for? That's not how you type it in. I'm going to find out. 7 times teams traded head coaches for draft picks. Let me see. Don Shula got some. That's not really much. Parcells.
Gruden.
Yeah, Parcells got first, second, third, fourth. That's not enough. Mike Holmgren, I'll even put him in there. Belichick in 2000. Yeah. Gruden is the next one. Still nothing. Yeah, man. I would say if if you're gonna trade Bill Belichick, how many did Peyton get? Two first round picks?
At least 2, maybe even
Least 2.
3. Belichick should get like 3 or 4. He should.
If the Patriots trade Bill Belichick, you're talking you should be getting 4 first round picks, couple third round picks, I would say, to be honest with you. Like we're not talking about Sean Payton, who was out of the league for a year or so, right? I believe it was a year that he kind of
Yeah, it
took
was
off
1 year
or
because of
whatever.
Bountygate or whatever it was.
And we're not talking about I don't know. We're not talking about Bill Parcells way back, where it's like different time, different. We're not talking about John Gruden, different time period. We're talking about the greatest coach of all time who still has plenty of passion for the game, plenty of gas in the tank. If you put Bill Belichick on, I don't know, maybe the Chargers. You put him on the Chargers with that defense, that is an actual good defense. If they were coached correctly, coached well,
Yep.
the offense is kind of there. You just got to figure out how to, fix Herbert a little bit. If you put Belichick on the Chargers, because that was the report, correct? That, the Chargers, yep. Belichick was a name that they brought up.
Yeah, it was the Chargers, and then there's a mystery team. That was according to Josina Anderson.
Yeah, I think the mystery team thing is always something that reporters might take a little liberty in and putting that in there to kind of be like, there's a mystery team that, just so then if another team pops up, they can kind of
see. I think there's a mystery team, but it's not a mystery team. I think it's the Commanders because they're going to get rid of Ron Rivera after Sunday, and they're going to have the opening. So I think the Commanders are going to be,
I mean, honestly, would Belichick's not? I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day if he gets traded, but because he doesn't have a choice in that, but. No, I think if Kraft is going to be worth anything, he's got to trade Belichick to a team that he wants to go to, and I could see the only team he'd want to go to would be the Chargers. But I don't know. Like I still look at it and like one of Belichick's bargaining chips, and you can see it could be like he hasn't lost the locker room. A lot of these coaches that go, they've lost the locker room. He has not lost the locker room. He hasn't lost the respect of the players on his team or the players on other teams. The Chiefs, when they were playing them, the Chiefs, what they do, I think they downed it right towards the end. They kind of took their foot off the gas or whatever. It's like, because you you respect the coach on the other side. You have these teams that still come in, and regardless of what they what they might think here and there, regardless of what the fans think, the league still respects Bill Belichick. I'm not talking about the reporters or your fucking mysterious anonymous GMs. I'm talking about the actual people who will talk to reporters and put their name to their quotes. They respect Belichick and the Patriots. Is Kraft ready to not just trade Belichick? You are trading the Patriots as you know it. Because even if you have Gerard Mayo, respected name, kind of, I guess, not really, kind of an unproven person. The Patriots aren't the Patriots. The Patriots are just another team that plays up in New England. That's it. Like once Belichick go with Brady, it was different because you had Brady and Belichick. If one of them went and the other one was still here, you still had the goodwill, the vibes, the cachet, the respect of the New England Patriots. Once Belichick goes, Kraft better be damn sure that he knows that his team is in good hands with whoever he puts there. And I'll still say it. If Kraft gets rid of Belichick this year, next year, obviously, we'll see what happens. But if he gets rid of him this offseason, I might be out on Robert Kraft because there's been a lot of things just recently where he's had chances to back Belichick and he kind of hasn't. He's left things a little mysterious. I don't want to be like a Commanders fan with their ownership, but I might be, because if Belichick, if Kraft just gets rid of Belichick, and I don't, now would just be too early to me.
Right.
But I don't know, but I don't see, could you realistically though see Belichick going to the Chargers?
Maybe because they're the most desirable team. They have a veteran quarterback. Yeah. They have a decent defense. They have weapons. Like they're the most like now ready team as opposed to a rebuilding project. So if there's any team I could see him going to, yes, the Chargers would be at the top of my list.
Belichick goes though. Do you like, how many people are going to want to come play for New England? No one gives a shit about Robert Kraft other than people that are here. Like no one comes in. Oh yeah, who's going to come in? Yeah, I can't wait to play for Gerard Mayo. Can't wait to play for Josh McDaniels if he comes back. Like
I think it all depends on how the culture of New England is after Belichick leaves. Like people are going to see that, and players are going to see that, and if they're going steps in the right direction, then maybe they do come to New England. But if not, then yeah, there's going to be a lot that's going to be left to be desired. So,
I mean, that's my only saving grace if Belichick does go this offseason, where I think the culture of the Patriots will be fine because you have Gerard Mayo, who played for the Patriots, understands what's going on, kind of seems like he has a similar mentality, not demeanor, but mentality to Belichick. You got Bill O'Brien in the building, who, I mean, obviously Bill O'Brien knows the Patriot way, so I think that'll be fine. You got Steve Belichick. It's fucking Steve Belichick. And you got Troy Brown also floating around. Joe Judge is there. Adrian Clem, don't know much about him. So, he's been gone like almost half the year, but still, like, I think the culture of the Patriots will be fine, but it's just, I'm thinking more, it's going to take a while to prove that to people outside of the building, to players, to free agents outside the building. So I don't know. It's a very like shaky, interesting time for the Patriots, Patriots fans, Patriots fan base. But I don't know. First and foremost, you gotta beat the Jets this weekend. You gotta put your foot to the throat.
It's a win-win this week. You win, you win. If you lose, you win.
It really is. Yeah. I mean, if you win, great, cool. Okay. So we have the 5th pick, trade up and get Drake May. Awesome. If you lose, oh shit, you got the 3rd pick. Oh, you got the 2nd pick. Awesome. Get Marvin Harrison Jr. Get whoever the Bears don't get. If you have the 2nd pick, you get between Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr., whoever they don't pick, that's who you pick.
Right.
In my eyes. But I think that would end up being Marvin Harrison Jr. But yeah, that was kind of, do you have anything else you want to touch on? Or
no.
any other final thoughts on the Belichick stuff?
Nope. Just let's see what happens on Sunday and go Falcons.
Yeah. Yeah, the Falcons win, that'd be a big one. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And yeah, we will record. I believe we're recording Sunday, right? That's what Liam, that's what we're
I believe
all
so.
down
Yep.
to do. Okay, cool. Very cool. So yeah, we'll do that right after the game. You'll have our thoughts about the game moving forward. We'll probably know the Patriots draft position then, most likely, when we record, odds are. So we'll kind of have, we'll talk about that too. And then we're going into the off season, which is sure to be one with many fireworks. So we'll be there every step of the way, though. So for Al, for Liam, who's not here right now, we'll be here next episode. So do not worry, he will be here. I'm Mike. This was Tuck Rule Takes episode 115. We will see you after the Jets game. As always, fuck the Jets, go Falcons, right?
Later.
Later.